that Giants defence under the pump, they're going to be right in it.
Played twice this year. The Giants won in round 22 at Spotless Stadium by 21 points in round 10. They won as well over in the West. Here's Basil to get this big semi-final underway.
So the winner plays Richmond and the loser, it's all over. Lobb leading the ruck tonight in the absence of Mumford. Gets hands on it first. Hopper overran the footy. Mitchell, a quick kick out of the pack, going back courageously. Whitfield did well. Marked the footy and then quickly onto Hopper. Involved at the circles a moment ago. That's a strong grab from Patton. No Cameron in the team. That's a poor kick straight to Mackenzie. One of the heroes, many heroes last week for the West Coast Eagles, gets it back. Shuey, very short haircut, the ultimate hero, got the footy back. Mitchell trying to find a way through. Patton, good tackle. Shuey under pressure. Green got him, might be holding the ball. It is.
Oh, how good Toby Green. Brilliant stuff. The Giants get the first genuine entry. Great courage, Stevie J. Shepherd did well to Yo. And already I can just sense a bit more intensity in the Giants as Cripps and a bit of aggro.
So Himmelberg has gone to Jeremy McGovern, as we thought, Das, and that is a real key matchup for the Giants. They need to get on top of McGovern. Can't let him dominate.
They did a pretty good job last time they played Himmelberg as a defensive forward, Richo. We saw Jeremy McGovern in the final last week. Absolutely impenetrable across halfback. Now, a kick looking for Darling. Pretty well done, Tomlinson.
Jack Darling, what a start he had. There's 3 goals in the opening half, Richo.
Drew Petrie's playing the deepest forward on Phil Davis. And Josh Kennedy starting up the ground. That's a little surprising. Kennedy's normally the deepest, but Petrie going deep.
High, GWS. High.
So Vardy's given away that free kick. It's going the way of Lobb, and Kelly now quickly into action. Here's Shield. Kelly so dominant last time these two teams played, and well, McGovern right on cue, doing what he does best and what he's done so well for the last couple of seasons. He's only missed 1 game in the last 2 years. Goes wide, Vardy, terrific grab.
Just an intercept marking phenomenon is McGovern. 6 last week in the final to Vardy. He's an athletic big man. Here's Kennedy, as Richo said, up the ground. Nicely taken front and centre by Shaw and worked a little 1-2 with Hopper. Now this is Kelly, who had a personal best 43 possessions last time he played the West Coast Eagles. Vardy, that's a Klanger handball. He missed it. In comes Rory Lobb, who's got the big job tonight. 1 out in the ruck.
One thing Himmelberg's got to do, playing that role on McGovern, is he's still got to try and win the footy and get into dangerous positions, not just be too negative worrying about McGovern. He's still got to try and draw the football, make McGovern defend.
Almost a fresh air handball for Vardy, but he got it away. Here's Shuey, busy. Redden, now Latra, driving the ball inside 50. Kennedy, core behind him. Davis there to help out. High ball swung out of defence. Tough one now. Waiting for the bounce was Williams. Paddled it forward, that's okay. Whitfield, now his teammate in trouble. Williams, he handballs for the line. The umpire says throw it in.
And you can hear some pretty vocal West Coast Eagles fans who've made the big trek over. Jetta was really influential late in the final last week against Port Adelaide. Slap forward by Lobb. Kelly fighting hard. Dylan Shield, an All-Australian this year.
Thanks, guys.
So, Das, it's going to be interesting tonight with the hit-out situation with no Mummy out there. Rory Lobb's got that job tonight. There he is there, getting a clean hit-out.
Hold the arm. Hold the arm, GWS.
Just shows you that Mumford's been the man in there. But Rory Lobb, he can get his hand on it. He's a huge man.
That is leadership in a category, isn't it?
There he is again, McGovern. Tell you what, he's just such an impressive player. Gaff. He's sure affected the spoil, went after it. Cripps was pretty happy to get it over the line.
And ditto there with Jeremy McGovern. His intercept marking, he's told by Adam Simpson just to play on instinct, and he said during the week that he's often reminded by Adam Simpson if he's not playing on instinct. Just knows how to find the footy. Petrie Up in front. Shield trying to steal it away. Priddis again at the bottom. Petrie. Priddis. Gang tackled. It'll come up again. No score. Lingy, what are conditions like down there at ground level?
Yeah, pretty much perfect for footy. A little bit of breeze about and a bit chilly, but the players won't be feeling that. So, no, nice night for footy. Already West Coast just dominating with that spare off the back, but now the Giants have got a chance.
And the exciting Toby Green pops it towards the goal square. Which way will it bounce? Getting back Barris. Decided to take on Patton. He played it pretty well to Hearn, the skipper. He's been called to play on. Kenzie out wide.
It's a combination of Barris, McGovern, Hearn, all just dropping up their opponents, getting that spare really well set up down back for West Coast at the moment.
Beautiful ball from the crowd to Jetta. This is Hutchings.
So Wellingham just came onto the ground and was able to run to the other side there to get that touch.
He's the only inclusion into the side from last week's final. Wellingham. He has missed a lot of footy this year, and that kick to Sheed was just a little offline.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, a long time between drinks for Sharad Wellingham. He's only played 3 games since round 9. He had an ankle injury, out for 3 weeks, 7 in the waffle. Emergency twice his last game. Round 21, Mitchell out of the air. What a start that would be. It's out of bounds on the full.
Josh must come back another minute, thank you.
He's done
Must
just
bring it back
about
over
everything
this
in his
line.
career. I'm not
Hold
sure
him
that he
till I call play on.
ever
Josh,
kicked a
back
goal
one
like
metre
that.
now. Play on.
If you watch him warm up, that's what he does all before the game. He gets the footy out and he kicks it around like a soccer ball.
If he had have done that, you would have gone, it's not a fluke, because we have seen him do things like that. Hutchings has just come onto the ground. Lingy, he'll have a run with roll, I assume.
He will, but has spent the entire first part of the game on the bench, so obviously didn't go to someone straight at the first bounce. I'll keep an eye on him for you, Richo, and see who he targets in this game. I'm expecting either Shield or Kelly to be the target.
Perfect tackle executed there by Phil Davis, the co-captain, on the hero from last week, Luke Shuey. Here he is again, Shuey. He's trying to muscle his way through. No prior opportunity again.
What about that haircut, Richard?
Luke Shuey,
Well, when you're hot, you're hot,
he can do whatever he likes at the moment after kicking that goal last week. He's got a bit of Dustin Martin about it, actually. Bit of a Mohawk situation.
Kelly, Mitchell, Green, reaching back. Redden got the footy. Off to Mitchell. Duggan. Now down the line, McKenzie ran into Kelly. That's a brilliant tackle from the young man. It's stuck. Kelly wants to go. Thought about handballing. Instead, down the line. Kick, not a good one. Barris stopped there. That was interesting. Called out of it maybe by Taranto, was he? Interesting. That was the tackle from Kelly.
So 7:52 gone in this final, and no score for either side. Real arm wrestle to start. Lob's been effective to Cornelio. Now Ward, little chipping ball. Green found a way on Yo, and this is within his capabilities.
Yeah, they're quite narrow pockets here at Spotless Stadium. So the angle is not as severe as some other grounds. Have a look at that there. They're narrow pockets. So it's actually, he gets a pretty good look at that from there, Toby Green.
Just a big moment player, Toby Green. Backs himself in. He's kicked 120 goals in his Giants career. Only Jeremy Cameron with more. So he sets himself for this. Made pretty good connection, but it was always narrow. And that will be the first score of this final.
And Richo, to answer your question, looks like Hutchings is going to Dylan Shield as the target. So he's going to try and put some real time into him. We saw that happen last time these two teams played, but Josh Kelly got off the chain. So it'd be interesting to see how long they hold that one for if Kelly, who's already had the 4 touches, gets going again.
Hearn held the footy a long time. Taranto, the only finals rookie out there, gave it to Shield. Is this the first goal? Kicks it into the breeze and gets the Giants going. Well, I think that kick is into the breeze a little. We were down there, Richo, and it felt like the breeze is coming across. Certainly from up here it does. It's a bit fluky, to be honest, but it was a good kick. He kept it low.
Yeah, beautiful kick. And there is some breeze around down there, Baz. It's blustering in and out at times. It's pretty still at the moment, though. And that was a beautiful kick by Dylan Shield. And if he is It's well done by Taranto there to come across and intercept and get after it at ground level. And a beautiful finish by Shield, who's got Hutchings running with him, so that's a good start.
Well played off the back of the square by Williams. Sends his side forward, and Elliot Yeo, really well-timed mark back with the flight.
Another role that's changed tonight, I think, for the Giants. Looks like Brett Deledio is going to come off the half-back line and use his run and carry.
I like that, Richo. He's been playing a lot forward. He's had so many troubles with his calf at the start of the year. He's been an outstanding player in defence in the past for the Tigers. Here's Wellingham, picked it up to Cripps. Critter, Scully got him. The running machine ran him down from behind, and here go the Giants the other way. Toby Green's got the footy.
And away he goes, kicks into space. That's a perfect kick for Whitfield. Cornelio cruising by, keeps it low. Patton on his chest.
And that's where they can get the Eagles. That turnover off half-back, they just had a wave. The orange tsunami, as it's been called. They had a wave of runners down the ground. Great tackle from Scully, and then they were off. They were always going to go the length of the ground there. Great transition from that turnover tackle.
So with Jeremy Cameron out of this side tonight, Jonathan Patton with 42 and Toby Green with 42. The leaders on the field in the goals kicked category tonight for the Giants. For 43 for the year, it's across the face. It's a let-off for the Eagles.
Outstanding tackle that by Tom Scully, as you guys just highlighted. He'd only just come on the ground at about the 9-minute mark this first quarter. Last week came on at the 7-minute mark of the first quarter, but then never went off the ground again for the rest of the game. That's how good his aerobic capacity is. So maybe we get more of the same again tonight. Scully to stay on.
Yeah, unusual tactic that Lingus one's going to go out of bounds. Why do you think you'd do that, miss the first 7 or 8 minutes and then not come off again?
Well, perhaps they're thinking that they want him running stronger at the end of the first quarter and then deep into the game. But yeah, I'm with you. You have your best players on at the start when the game's hot. You don't. Last week, Adelaide were able to kick a few goals early on in the game and sort of blow the game open a little bit. I'd have him on the game from the start, but it hasn't hurt them tonight, so it's probably going to work out well.
Yeah, he and Andrew Gaff, two of the aerobic animals in the competition, will follow their movement closely tonight, Richo.
They'll be 1-2 on total distance by the end of the game. I guarantee you that, Das.
Huge work ethic. This is Redden in amongst all of those bodies.
I think they're the best two runners in the AFL, Gaff and Scully. They cover huge distance.
Scully, of course, in game 150 tonight. It was a controversial signing, big money signing at the time. But boy, it's paid dividends. That was well done, Williams. Scully on cue, got it across from Ward. Patton, is the advantage allowed? It's downfield. So good control from the umpire, good messaging. Patton now to kick for his first and the Giants' second. Umpires tonight, Stevic, Schmidt and Sean Ryan. Well, that's a gimme.
So that first shot of Patton's went to the left, and let's see if he makes an adjustment here. He's normally a beautiful set shot, John Patton.
Kick from less than 25 metres out. We're directly behind it. No adjustment. Well, almost exactly the same as the previous kick. Here's the free.
Yeah, it was Jack Redden just at the back there who did it. He kind of hurt himself as well and came to the bench after he did it. Giants players were not happy. Straight over to get stuck into him.
Yeah, nervous start by foot for John Patton. His first kick was about a 3-metre, almost a fresh air swing, and now two behinds. He kicked two behinds last week in the final. Barras over the top, and this is a real strength of the Eagles. They are great intercept mark in defence. McGovern and Barras, two of the best.
Just let them off the hook there, Patton. Two shots he would normally nail.
Kennedy trying to find a run at the footy, and he's drawn the free kick, Josh Kennedy. 3 goals last week, 2 of them in extra time. Now he releases it to Gaff. And he's found the target in Wellingham, who started pretty well in his final. Mitchell tearing back towards goal. He sorted really well. Didn't give away the free kick, socket off the ground, straight back into the hands of Wellingham.
Up again.
He had Vardy in the pocket there, Wellingham, if he went quick.
So he hoists it high. Long ball in. There he is, Richo. You don't get there first time, maybe you will the second.
He was always on, Vardy, and he never had any contact to his body that whole time.
What an amazing season this has been for Nathan Vardy. Game 22 for the year with West Coast tonight. Remarkably, he only managed 25 with Geelong in 6 seasons prior.
Yeah, Himmelberg, he wasn't strong enough in the body there, and he knows it. He's pushed aside pretty easily.
So what a great start this would be for Nathan Vardy. After a brilliant game last week, he's kicked the goal and the Eagles are on the board. It is quite remarkable. Just couldn't get any footy out of himself at Geelong, and change of club, change of scenery. Maybe it's the weather in Perth, Richo, but he has responded this year.
Yeah, it could be the weather. It's just continuity in his footy, and most big guys over 6'5", 6'6", you need games under your belt, a good run at it to get your form to where it should be, and he's playing well now. He was just out for far too long there. Himmelberg got a tiny bit of touch on him way too late, and he made them pay, Vardy.
So a couple of misses for Patton, and then Vardy makes them pay. Well done, Prentice. He's laid more tackles than anyone in the history of the game, and he got hold of Callum Ward. Good effort from Davis. Effective spoil. And it will be thrown in.
But as Nathan Vardy you were just talking about, he had a horror run with injuries at his time at Geelong. First of all, it was a hip injury, and they were worried that he'd never play again after a couple of operations on that hip. It was so bad. And then when he finally did get a little bit of a run at it, he did his knee and unfortunately needed a knee reconstruction. So great to see him playing as much footy as he has this year and starting this game really well.
I'm sure Geelong people and footy people generally would be wrapped with that. Slapped inside 50. Wellingham proving pretty elusive here, getting his hands on the footy a lot. Davis, Shuey got him close to the line. They roll him over and the ball.
Had a good start, Wellingham. His former teammate down there, Heath Shaw.
So it's going to be thrown up there right on the edge of the boundary line. Prentice searching for a free kick, and eventually it'll be a boundary throw-in.
I mentioned before about Mark Hutchings maybe going to Dylan Shield. Perhaps that was only while Tom Scully was sitting on the bench, because since Scully's come onto the ground, Hutchings has gone across to Scully. So obviously that's going to be the target to stop that run for the Giants.
Going to have a big night of running. Mark Hutchins, you know that Scully's going to cover the ground. Here comes Whitfield. Got around Shuey cleverly. He's a class act. Lockie Whitfield. Barris has got his name written all over it. And on the second attempt, took a good defensive mark.
This is the biggest problem in the game already for the Giants. Those intercept marks. Already West Coast just controlling things back there.
Yeah, nice ball to Darling, who presented nicely.
That's why they've got to be able to run and carry and try and get through and out the back.
High ball coming in again. It's been the way for the West Coast Eagles. Lob came with a big run. There's a whistle, and it is going the Eagles' way. It's a West Coast free kick. Josh Kennedy almost directly in front.
Poor, can't believe it. Let's have a look at this. It's the tug of the jumper, I reckon he saw there first, the umpire. He was pushed in the face core to start with, so it's one of those ones. It could have nearly gone either way.
Mentioned last week he's kicked 5 in a game 30 times in his career, but never in a final. You get the feeling if the Eagles are going to win tonight, he has to kick a big bag. Well, he's made a good start. The Eagles are in front. Well, Leon Cameron doesn't like it. It was a 50-50 really, but
was
probably there.
I reckon he'd just be a little bit worried about those long kicks down the line that the Eagles will intercept all day long. They really have to be able to run and carry Baz from that half-back line to get through.
And by contrast, the Eagles have been prepared to lob it in high, haven't they?
Yeah, with players like that, why wouldn't you? So there's the tug of the jumper. Clearly it was there. Call was pushed in the face as well, but the umpire's not going to miss a big tug of the jumper like that. And the ever-reliable Josh Kennedy.
A couple of goals in a row here for the West Coast Eagles, gives them the lead. First time in this match, Vardy. He dragged it back under no, says the umpire.
Pretty even contest though, 7 inside 50s apiece.
Stevie J on the run through the contest. Cornelio and Prittis fighting hard.
Trying to get, watch, boys are watching on the side.
Bit of a stalemate in there.
On the side here, mate.
The West Coast up by 3 points. Umpire went down. Ball quickly kicked forward. Hearn not quite able to take the mark from the Johnson kick and quickly out. Well, things working for West Coast at the moment. Sheed on half back, drives the ball long. Tough one. Who's going to get there first? Haynes, it looks like. Good run, but then tried to give it away to Tomlinson. It came back to him. That was a bit lucky, but it worked out all right. And Taranto's got the footy in the middle of the ground.
Held them up well there, the Eagles. The Giants would have liked to have kept going quick then. McGovern's now back there, so they don't want to blast this kick in now.
This is Deledio. He decides he's going to go long. McGovern comes across the side, and you just could see that a mile away.
They can't afford to do that. They had to go quickly straight away. Once it was slowed down, that was the last option, a long kick.
Third intercept mark already in this game for Jeremy McGovern as Shepherd. Now the rebound can... The Eagles make them pay. Petrie, Hutchings, a little fake handball, and then an awkward ball. Shaw stood under it well. He's Shaw. He's got the Mark LaCroix matchup tonight. He's Shaw had a tough night against Eddie Betts in the first week of the finals.
Kelly to Shield, to lob, camped under the footy, marks it. So they've switched it okay here. West Coast on top in the last 5 minutes or so. Shield close to the line. He goes back to lob, prepared to use their big man. Set up again for Patton. Barris came in front, quickly off the ground. Taranto. Scully now. He's got a man on. He can use Green. Jetta was closing. He goes to Green. He hooks it back. Bouncing ball bounces his way. Giants back in front. Quick movement.
Yeah, geez, a class act, Toby Green. Made that look easy around the corner. They were able to get past McGovern then. He didn't have any impact on the marking contest on the wing, and they got out the back. And that's going to be a bit of the story of the night. You get around McGovern, they're a strong chance to score.
It's like the junior footy, isn't it, Richo? Kick it to where their best player isn't.
Yeah.
This is how good this bloke is, Toby Green. Just the total confidence here. Didn't run towards a goal square. Just kept telling Tom Scully, give it to me. I'll sort it out. And as composed as you like in an elimination semi-final, was never going to miss that. Superb play.
Here comes Shuey. Shinned it forward. Over the top, LaCroix and Deledio.
Both went in together. Thank you.
Looks like Stevie J's going to McGovern now. That might be not a bad matchup. Stevie will get to the right spots, we know that.
Yeah, we know that he'll keep McGovern interested, that's for sure. Good tackle on Cornelio, and it's been rewarded. Hutchings got him. So Mark Hutchings spears it out wide to Shepherd. A lot of numbers back here on this play for the Giants. Good run from Hearn. So where's Kennedy and Darling? Lead provided short by LaCroix. They are happy with this long ball. It's worked well for them so far. Petrie down there as well. Well done, Deledio. It's really comfortable at half-back tonight. Wilson. Searching kick is a really good one, and this is Hillenberg.
Not only is he a good kick, he's a long kick. He's accurate from long range.
Scully was on there. Hopper might have still spotted him. He's got to sit here. Scully played it perfectly. Dropped the mark. Shepherd all at sea. Scully kicks the goal. Involved in the last two. And the lead opens up to 9 points. Well, it was on for a long time there. In the end, the kick came into the midfield and Hopper, but so much space, the kick was able to come. He worked Shepherd under the footy and didn't mark, but finished the goal.
That is just unbelievable running power, and we've commented on it, Richo, but watched him from half-back all the way out the back. He just covers more ground than anyone in the game, that man. Look at him, just a big smile on his face. He'll go back and he'll just keep running hard all night.
This was brilliant here from Nathan Wilson. Not only did he run his full distance, that kick went 55 metres and it just broke everything open. He's the player you want to get the ball into his hands, Wilson, in the back half. He's a beautiful kick.
And it's the running power and kicking power of players like Wilson you're talking about, Josh Kelly through the middle. And the man who kicked the goal then, Richo, huge work rate to get on the end of it. That's the worry for West Coast, if GWS get them on the outside.
Wellingham pirouetted around nicely, just a little too tall in the end for Kennedy. All Australian full forward. Haynes across goal. Whitfield's going to stand under it. And he was equal to the challenge in front of Gaff. Thought about Cal Ward, the co-captain, and now he's going to dump this one long down the line. Long, and he started well, releasing handball to Delidio. And not his best kick. Barris has put himself in the right spot.
To Barris. Again, Delidio trying to avoid McGovern. That's the problem. Hearn, high ball in. Haynes with his name on this one and marks. Terrific grab.
We talk about McGovern's intercept play, but this player here, Haynes, he's a very good intercept player as well.
Plays on quickly, goes to the outer side. Kick okay. Cornelio marks in front of Redden. And that's his view down the ground. So the West Coast Eagles filling up the gaps. Jetta one. It's back. Tomlinson there to support if required. Now Cornelio in a spot of bother. Not quite sure what to do, but that was well done. Held it and found Shaw. And now Whitfield and Davis on the overlap. Composed football by this young team by finals experience standard. Here's Haynes. Darling closing. Kicks down the line. What a great kick to Ward.
Toby Green was out the back. He got away from Yo. Oh, big collision coming. Well played, both players. Yo did well. Look at Toby Green. Never far away from the action.
Their ball use just looks a little bit slicker at the moment, the Giants.
Yeah, they look dangerous, don't they? They look like they are going to score heavily tonight. Leon Cameron. Big final. You finish in the top four up against a side that has been a bit of a fairy tale. I snuck into the 8. You know what happened last week, of course. Here's Shield. And they're getting free at the moment. Kelly, Callum Ward, he can have a shot from there, decides to centre it. Patton looks like he's a chance. Brilliantly done defensively down there. It was Barris, Scully and Shuey. Good tackle, Shuey. Was it incorrect disposal? Umpire said it. Spilled out in the tackle, not a bad call. And so under 2.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter, and pretty nice start from the Giants.
Two men who have been to the barber during the week. Vardy in front of Himmelberg. Down to Prittis, ricocheted off Shield. There's Mitchell, ricocheted again off Ward. Great defensive pressure. Now Shepherd bowled over by Whitfield. He's in trouble. Taranto goes with the outside of the boot. Young man, first final. Is it a goal? Barris touched it. Was it over the line? I think the goal umpire.
I believe it's a goal. We said the ball was touched on the line.
He's calling a goal. Indeed,
please check
he
to
did.
see whether it was touched on the line.
Well, that's over the line. What a start from Tim Taranto.
Review complete. Decision on the scoreboard.
To goal, and the Giants lead by 15 points.
Well, it's been a great second half of this first quarter for the Giants. The ball use looks slick. It got through the Eagles. And now it's a great finish by Taranto.
Here's one that could have been a free kick to Brad Shepherd. Lockie Whitfield just
Here we go.
making contact with him head on there. Bit of a head clash, and Shepherd's come to the bench to just get checked out by the Docs. Great finish by Taranto, but I wonder if Shepherd will be checked for concussion by the Eagles doctors.
Here come the Giants again. Shield, Cornelio, spearing pass.
GWS!
So this-
GWS against you, high. GWS, high.
Yeah, non-controlling umpire from way back in defence has called that. Off the footy free kick out to Kelly. Capable from there, the young champ launches one, and that was always offline. So an off the ball free kick as Brad Shepherd just takes a bit of a breather after a big knock, Richo.
So the Eagles haven't been in this position in the last 10 weeks where they've been down at quarter time. They've been really good starters in games, the West Coast Eagles. That is a concern for Adam Simpson. The workload they're coming off with that extra time game last week against Port Adelaide. That's going to be a concern. They don't want to be chasing down the Giants.
Last 3 goals of the game for the Giants. And it's a very handy lead. 16 points approaching quarter time. West Coast will not want to concede another. Redden and Gaff just occupying some time. And now Redden called to go. Long ball down the line. Set up perfectly though. For GWS, they had 2-on-1 there. Silly free kick in the end. McKenzie, Gaff, away they go. Now they might be able to score at the other end. Petrie, Lacroix gathers. What a pick-up it was. What a kick it was. Oh, against the run of play. The Eagles get one late. Oh, how's that pick-up? He's been doing that from the moment he entered the AFL. His best, most productive days behind him, but when you've got those skills, you can hurt the opposition.
Always been a great goal kicker, Mark Lacroix. And gee, they got those late goals last week, Baz. It just kept them interested. In that game against Port Adelaide, they pegged late goals back in the last quarter in the extra time.
Okay, Ruck, size up.
408th career goal for Mark Lacroix, third most for any Eagle, behind Peter Shumich and Josh Kennedy. He's in the top 100 goal kickers of all time, Mark Lacroix. Fine player he has been. His Cripps, really important goal with under a minute remaining. Ricochets out in the green direction. Great commitment on the footy. McGovern just casually stood over the top of him, briefed it out of his hands. Can Kelly find a way through? Shuey. Yeah, clear free kick. He dumped Josh Kelly without the ball.
They've had an edge around the footy too, the Giants. They look really sharp tonight. They're hard at it. They've won the clearances, one contested ball.
He's ran himself into a bit of trouble there, Josh Kelly. Good forward tackle. He's going to come back to Kelly. Tried a little don't argue. And then squeeze the handball forward. Underground one from Scully. Here comes Himmelberg. Hearn the other way. Himmelberg back in. Shuey over the top. Cornelio. 19 seconds remaining. The co-captain Ward. Can he add to the scoreboard? Callum Ward can. So the Giants kick their 5th goal of the quarter. And they get the margin back out to 16 points.
What a finish from Carl Ward. They've had 9 shots. 9 shots at goal from 15 entries. They look super efficient. As soon as they get it in their forward half of the ground, got a great finish. A bit of a goal fest here tonight. It's got a bit of an open feel to it.
Well, only once this year, Richo, have the Eagles conceded a bigger score in the first quarter. That was round 2 at home, Domain Stadium against St Kilda. So 2 goals in the last minute and 5 seconds of this opening term. 11 seconds left on the clock. Lob, Vardy, perfect. Knocks it down to Sheed. Inside 50, Kennedy no mark. Petrie, clock still ticking. Siren about to sound. It's tough, hard, sudden death semi-final football. One of the young bucks and one of the old champs with some words on the siren. 5-4, 9 scoring shots GWS. West Coast 3 straight. Quarter time at Spotless. And it's the Giants by 16 points.